All right, let's talk about something we all completely take for granted, right up until the moment it fails on us. I'm talking about network performance. Today, we're going to dig into why our old ways of looking at this are just broken, and how a modern approach isn't just some tech fix, it's a huge strategic advantage for any business out there.
We've all said it, right? You're on that super important video call and boom, everyone freezes. Or you're trying to use a cloud app and it slows to an absolute crawl. It's our immediate gut reaction, that one phrase that you hear in every office, every home, whenever technology decides to let us down.
Well, here's the thing. In today's incredibly complex, super interconnected world, that simple statement, it's almost never the whole story. The problem is rarely that the entire network has just poof, vanished. The real issue is almost always something much deeper and way, way harder to see.
So before we can even talk about a solution, we really have to understand the modern digital landscape. I mean, the way our world is built has completely changed, and that change is pretty much at the root of all our frustration.
Just think about it for a second. The problem could be anywhere. It might be your laptop, it could be your home Wi-Fi, it could be your internet provider, some cloud gateway 1,000 miles away, or even the application's own code. It's this long, invisible chain. And you know what? Our problem in any single link feels exactly the same to you, just frustratingly slow. And this right here is the crucial point. When your IT teams can't see the entire path from the moment a user clicks to when the application finally responds, they're basically flying blind. They aren't solving problems with data, they're just making educated guesses. And a lot of the time, those guesses are wrong. To really get a handle on this, we need to understand that the whole concept of a company's network has been completely blown apart. The old rules, the old maps, they just don't apply anymore.
I mean, just look at the difference. It's night and day. We used to live in this really simple world where the data center was in the basement, everybody was in the office, and all the traffic flowed down these predictable physical wires. And today? Our office is everywhere. Our apps are scattered across who knows how many clouds and SaaS platforms, and the paths are all virtual and changing constantly.
You know, this analogy just nails it. Using old monitoring tools that were designed for that simple physical world is completely useless today. You wouldn't use a map from 50 years ago to find a new coffee shop, right? So why on earth would you use a 50-year-old approach to manage the very lifeblood of your digital business?
Okay, so if the old map is useless, what's the new one? Well, it's something called Modern Network Performance Monitoring, or NPM for short. And this isn't just some small upgrade. It's a completely different way of seeing and understanding your entire digital world.
Now look closely at this definition. See that key phrase at the end, from the perspective of the user? That changes everything. Modern NPM stops asking, is the router on, and starts asking the only question that actually matters. Is the user getting the performance they need? And it figures this out using smart techniques, like synthetic monitoring that acts like a user, or deep packet inspection that analyzes real traffic.
To get that answer, it gives you this unified view across 3 critical layers. Think of it like a delivery service, okay? First, you've got the road. That's the network itself. It looks at stuff like latency and packet loss to tell you if the path is clear or if there is a traffic jam. Then there's the warehouse. That's the server. Is it totally overwhelmed with CPU and RAM maxed out? And finally, you have the cargo, the application itself. By tracking server response time, you know if the service is just being slow. A problem in any one of these, and you get a delay.
Okay, so this is where we pivot from the technical what to the business why. Because when you have this unified view, it does something incredibly powerful. It completely changes how IT teams solve problems. We have all seen this happen. The network team's dashboard is all green, the app team's dashboard is all green, but the user is still staring at a spinning wheel. Modern NPM ends this ridiculous mean time to blame by creating one single source of truth that every team can look at together, letting them pinpoint the exact bottleneck in minutes, not hours of arguing.
And the business impact here is just huge. You protect revenue because, let's be honest, in today's world, slowness is the new downtime. You slash your mean time to resolution. Imagine finding a root cause in 5 minutes instead of 5 hours. You stop wasting money on cloud and bandwidth you don't actually need. And at the end of the day, you make both your employees and your customers happier because reliability builds trust. This isn't just an IT cost, it's a strategic investment.
So let's bring this all together with the final and maybe most important concept. Bringing in modern NPM is more than just buying a new tool. It's a fundamental shift in philosophy. It's the move from simple monitoring to true observability. You see, traditional monitoring is kind of like a smoke alarm. It just tells you something is wrong. But observability, that's like having a detective on the scene.
It connects all the dots and tells you exactly why things went wrong.
And that ability to know why is what lets you achieve the ultimate goal. Moving away from a reactive IT model, where you scramble to fix things after users complain, to a predictive one, where you can actually spot anomalies and fix issues before a single person is even affected.
When you boil it all down, that's what this is really all about. It's the difference between guessing where a problem might be and knowing exactly where it is. It's about being in control of your complex environment, instead of it controlling you.
So the final question is pretty simple. In a world where basically every transaction, every customer interaction, every ounce of productivity depends on the network, can your business really afford to keep guessing, or is it time to know?